Oh, hi.
Ta-da!
I had no idea I was meeting you today.
This so unexpected. Thank you so much for joining me today.
This is this is what she always looks like on a Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
It's like in the afternoon.
You
All right,
know,
let's go. Let's go ahead and get started. Circuitmom, one of the legendary, iconic Chicago performers here, going to be joining Pride in the Park this upcoming weekend at Grant Park. Artists like Alesso, the Chainsmokers, Shea Coulee, and Monet Exchange from RuPaul's Drag Race are going to be there as well too. This is a party weekend.
this is definitely a party weekend, and we are so excited to have. This is our second year to have our own Circuitmom stage. So we're doing programming on one side of the park, and then Pride in the Park has the main stage across the way. But we're doing circuit music, drag queens. We've got Priyanka from Canada's Drag Race. We've got Circuitmom. We've got Alexandria Diamond. We have DJs GSP and Aaron Annenson. We have DJ Wara, Jay Wara, and DJ Ms. Worthy, all across 2 days. We've got people getting shot out of cannons. We've got we have all kinds of stuff, and really subtle outfits. I'm in our studio. I'm sitting in our costume department, actually. This is just a little skirt, because we're here packing everything, and we're getting ready to we have a U-Haul and a gigantic cargo van, and we're packing all of our decor because we're creating this whole flower garden on our stage. That'll be 30 feet tall and 30 feet wide, and we have a runway and everything we need to make a fabulous show.
Let's talk a little bit about your start and what was your inspiration, because obviously in the 90s, when you think of all the parties that went on, you think of just like extravagance, you think of raves, and you bring a lot of that spirit to the people of today. I mean, talk a little bit about that spirit and that energy that like inspired you, that you love to bring on stage and especially want to bring this weekend.
Sure. When I was a wee child in the early 90s, working at Roscoe's, a lot of the clientele kept telling me when I was a bartender, they're like, we have got to get you in drag because of those cheekbones, which you can't really see today. I was like, there's no way, I'm never doing drag. I'm not that gay.
Cut to.
Oh, yeah. Fast forward 32 years later, and here we are. But I came from musical theater. So when I finally agreed to get spackled up, as we used to say, spackled as brick, I came with 2 dancers and a costume change at the key change. And, kind of the rest is history, I suppose. But I really enjoy taking maybe a song that people know as one thing in their mind in a video, let's say, back, because music videos were very popular back then, and taking that whole concept and changing it into what I want to interpret it as, so that when people hear it the next time, they think of me instead. So that's kind of always been the sort of the subtitle goal of what we do production wise. Happy and fun, and have the opportunity to come down from a ceiling occasionally, on a on a rope, and confetti, always confetti, lots of confetti. So
Lots of confetti. What are some of the songs that inspired you, and especially maybe a little preview of what we can expect this upcoming weekend as people get ready to celebrate all these Pride celebrations?
Well, I will tell you that I've been very lucky over my next year is the 25th anniversary of Circuitmom. And over the last 25 years, I've been very, very fortunate that a lot of producers, especially gay producers that produce dance music, have been very generous with their original tracks or tracks that they had worked on. So in the early days, I was truly blessed with being able to debut some songs like Deborah Cox's Absolutely Not. Was a big one. It hadn't come out yet, and the record label gave me permission to debut this remix. New Year's Eve '99, I think, to 2000 at Crowbar, we were able to debut Funky Green Dog's Rise Up. Put your faith in Jesus, right? And everyone was like, what is this song? What is this song? I'm like, you're welcome. Over the years, Christine W. has been huge influence on my performance art, because she's amazing, and we've done a ton of Christine W. songs, a lot of Whitney, a lot of Madonna, of course. The problem with Madonna, though, is whenever we do our interpretation of her and then we post it anywhere, Warner Brothers takes the sound away. So just give me, just let my version of Don't Tell Me from 2000 be on YouTube. I'm doing you a favor. Trust me, it was a good show. If it was a bad show, I wouldn't post it. But I think the key is because I also do some male vocal versions of stuff as well. I think the key is the message has to be positive, right? I don't I'm not a big fan. There's a lot of negativity in the world anyway. So for if I'm allowed to have 5 minutes of people's attention, I want to make it fun and happy. And even if maybe the song is aggressive, if I do it with a little bit of a wink and a tongue in cheek kind of thing, people get it. And that's kind of our thing, yeah.
And speaking of positivity, I mean, obviously, when you think of Pride celebrations, you think of the North Halsted neighborhood, you think of Andersonville, you think of Circuitmom, you think of all the different things, but you don't necessarily don't think of downtown Chicago. And what does it mean for you to be able to perform, especially in Grant Park, where there's so many celebrations? It's really the first time they've had an LGBTQ plus event there on this grand scale, and to be there in downtown Chicago. I mean, what does that mean for you as a performer?
Well, I tell you, in the 30 plus years that I've lived back in Chicago, it is amazing to go there. We used to always go to Taste of Chicago or go to all these other things down there, and whether it's Petrillo Bandshell or Pritzker Pavilion, and so to finally have a full LGBTQA plus the whole community festival that's 2 days being put on by Dusty Carpenter and Dream Bright in a major city with that gorgeous skyline and the lake on one side and the skyline on the other, and just watching all these people just pile in, tens of thousands of people just piling in. It really is, it's mind-boggling that here we are. It does show that we have progress as a community. We still have a long way to go, of course, but I think there's a level of acceptance here in Chicago that says, you know what, you all are great, and we want you to do this to show the world that you're people too, and you're creative, and you deserve all this land and all this production, and we want to come support you. So yeah, it's really something, especially this will be our second year of the 3 that they've done.
Well, I mean, I think it's also amazing. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some of the younger fans that are going to be going there, and this is all that they know. They're like, hey, I'm of age, I'm going to the show. But obviously, There's probably the 1990s you that could never even believe that something like this could accept, or 1990s me that could never imagine that something like this could be happening in Chicago, downtown Chicagoland.
Right. I mean, I over the years, especially, this will be, let's see, 92 was my first market days, right? So, I've been in Boys Town since 89, but working in Boys Town since 92. So even in 92, looking at the Pride Parade, because I've been in the parade. I don't need to do that anymore. But I'm so happy it's back this year. I'm so happy, finally. Looking at the Pride Parade in the years past, and then Pride Fest and Market Days, I always had these grand visions of Grant Park, or how do we make Market Days bigger, or our Pride, because I look at San Francisco and what they do in their their parade culminates in what would be our Daily Plaza, but it's set up a little differently, obviously. But they have 5 stages, and it's just thousands of people. It's like, why are we not doing that, right? And then New York always had Pier Dance after their parade, and that was 7,000 people. And boy, if you ever got pushed off that pier and can't swim, you're in trouble. But I was standing there all these years saying, why aren't we doing this here? And, for myself, as much as I wanted to take it on, I didn't necessarily have the connections that I needed, or the financial backing, because let me tell you all, people, not cheap. This is not cheap to do. But I'm just, it's amazing looking back from the 90s to today. Yes, to see this happening in Grant Park, Pride in the Park, a gay festival, is really it's a core life experience that I'll never ever take for granted.
And also, you mentioned his name earlier, Dusty Carpenter. Big shout out to him for changing the face and updating the music and selection, and really being hands on and creating this new space and all these events here in the Chicagoland area. So big shout out to Dusty. We're big fans of him over here as well too. We know you're wearing this right now, but you're known for your wigs. Are you going to bring out any wigs this upcoming weekend? Your favorite ones. Tell us a little bit about that.
Am I known for my wigs? Huh. Well, I mean, we decided on a wig yesterday. I can't get this off my head. Tyler's over here. He came in, he literally like staple gunned it to my head. So I had, because I was not ready to be, seen today. Let's see. I don't have anything within reach. My wig for my show is not done, but it's pretty cool. It's kind of this, it's almost if you take Meryl Streep and Devil Wears Prada and then marry that look with a Gwen Stefani from the 90s. That's kind of what my hair is going to be on Saturday. Very colorful. I have a very large entrance, I will tell you that. My song is about a gal whose man that did her wrong, but we wrap it up with something positive. And let's see what else. Alexandria Diamond. Oh my gosh, this gal, not only is she a crown holder, but she can dance. I mean, listen, I'm an actor that moves well, so I hire very good dancers. Big difference. I am Tony Braxton all the way. I can do 8 counts and then I let them take over. That's what I do. Alexandria Diamond, she flips and twists and splits, and it's like, okay, that's you. Good for you, gal. And then we have Travis Fierro, drag king, fabulous drag king. I just saw a rehearsal for that a little while ago here in the studio, and I will tell you there's a hotel bellhop vibe going on with that, and then that's all I'm going to say about that. We also have Pepper doing this whole house music thing with lots of pose, and we have the Chicago pose the Chicago Vogue community is going to be doing something on our stage on Sunday. So we have something for everyone, and cannot wait for you all to see.
We cannot wait, and we cannot wait for this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, Pride in the Park taking place at Grant Park. PrideParkShy.com is where you go ahead and get those tickets, and have a fabulous weekend. The weather's going to be wonderful, and happy Pride.
No rain, and the weather is going to be wonderful. Yes. 2 to 10 on Saturday, 3 to 10 on Sunday, and then we have an after party on Saturday night at House of Blues. But you can go to Circuitmom.com and get tickets to Pride in the Park, tickets to Circuitmom, tickets to anything you want. We've got it all for you right there. Super easy.
You're living your best life this weekend. I'm loving it.
Thank you. With earrings that are also staple gun to my head right now. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you. Well,